Hey guys, it's me Crystal from Marching North. Today I'm going to show you 3 easy ways to cut nice straight fringe on your wall hangings and your other macrame projects. When you're cutting fringe for a wall hanging like this that hangs down in this kind of V shape, there's a couple ways you can trim your fringe more evenly. You can see on this one I just kind of eyeballed it when I trimmed it, so it's not perfectly straight, but I personally like the rustic uneven look a little bit, but I'm going to show you how you can make it a little bit straighter. One technique is to use painter's tape. I have some painter's tape here, and the good thing about painter's tape is it's not super sticky, so it's not going to be super hard to remove from your piece once you get the fringe trimmed the way you want. But all you need to do is just rip off a piece of your painter's tape that goes however long you need, and you're going to do one piece here and one piece here. And this is just to kind of give you a guideline. So you need to make sure your fringe is positioned where you're going to want it to be when you're cutting. If you have it twisted or in the wrong spot, and then whenever you go to brush it out straight, it'll be uneven. So try to make sure it's laying how you want it to be laying. And then you can just take your piece of tape and just kind of stick it to the fringe. It doesn't have to be perfectly stuck. It just needs to be stuck good enough that you get a nice guideline here on this edge. I'm just kind of wrapping it around the top just a little, but it's not anything permanent. This will be easy to remove once I'm done trimming. Okay, now I've put a piece of tape on both sides, and it's just giving me a kind of a rough guideline to trim my fringe. And then you can just use your sharp scissors to give your fringe a nice trim, and it'll be nice and even compared to how it looks when you eyeball it. Then once you get your fringe trimmed the way you want it, you can just easily remove the tape. I always still have to go back and trim it up a little bit more because it doesn't always lay perfectly, but this gives you a really good starting shape for your fringe. Another way to cut your fringe nice and even is to figure out how long you want one piece to be and measuring that. I'm just going to measure it from the very bottom of the lark's head, not where it's attached, all the way down, and we're going to say 7 inches. And then I'm going to take my next piece and I'm going to measure it, and I'm going to cut it at 7 inches long, and do that for the next piece and for each piece in this little swag here. And then once you're done, you'll have a nice even line of fringe that's all 7 inches or however many inches long you want. If you're trying to cut nice straight across fringe, an easy way to make sure your fringe is straight is just to put another piece of rope and tie it between 2 points. In this case, I'm going to use my macrame rack, and just tie it so it's tight and straight, and it'll be going against the fringe to use as a guideline. Tie it real simply, just a regular old knot, but make sure you do it pretty tight. Pull the other end across, and here's the other side of my macrame rack. So I'm going to pull it pretty tight, not so tight that it bends my macrame rack. And then you can adjust your guideline, bring it up or down, and you can even use a level for this to get it really, really straight. But that'll give you an easy straight line to cut your fringe. Then you can easily just trim across. You can see I have a hard time cutting a straight line even with a guideline, but you get the idea. If you enjoyed today's tutorial, please leave a like, and be sure to subscribe to my channel for more crafty tutorials and DIYs. Thanks for watching!